So, Maura, what do you do at Khan Academy?
I'm on our adoption team, and recently I've been working on LearnStorm, which has been very exciting and very busy as well because we're coming up against May 9th where we're doing the final in-person celebration.
So, for people outside of the Bay Area are going to watch this video, what is LearnStorm?
Sure. So LearnStorm has been this really fun layer on top of the traditional Khan Academy experience where as kids are working through Khan Academy exercises, they're able to plug into a bigger community. So they're able to see themselves on leaderboards, they see their school on leaderboards, they see their city, and they're earning points towards moving up in these leaderboards, which has been really exciting for kids because it plugs them into a bigger community. And then underlying all of it has been this amazing aspect of thinking about how do we encourage the growth mindset. And so kids are not only recognized for mastering skills on Khan Academy, but then also recognized really for the hustle, the grit, the perseverance, the effort they're putting in. And it's one of the amazing things about the Khan Academy system is that you really can see when a kid is working, struggling to answer a question, and then all of a sudden they get it. And so it's been really neat because we've been able to recognize both those students that are the high flyers and run through and master a bunch of skills, and then also recognizing those kids that work really hard. And so it's been a tremendous effort and really exciting. It's taken off in the Bay Area, and really excited about what it might mean.
Yeah, just so people know, it's a pilot this year.
Definitely
we wanted to test it out. I think it was something like 7 or 8% of all students in the Bay Area are participating.
Yeah, we didn't know how big it would be. It was one of those
but
things.
Hopefully it's something we extend.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And what is your day-to-day like in this adoption team?
Oh, it's wonderful, but it's a total whirlwind. You never know. I mean, it's one of those things, I think, with working on a pilot program where one day you're out there talking to superintendents and mayors and county superintendents, and the next day you're in the weeds looking at the data and making sure that all the numbers are matching up and making sure that you've got your I's dotted and your T's crossed, and then the next day you're creating a set of math activities for kids to do a giant scavenger hunt in the final in-person event. So it's a varying role and fun because you get to wear all these different hats, and you're going through the experience and kind of developing and designing as you go and learning as you go and adjusting. And so it's every week is pretty different.
And were you always doing this? What have you done in the past?
Yeah, so I mean,
either at Khan or
Khan
before.
Academy, yeah, sure. Before Khan Academy, I was working in consulting and working primarily in K-12 education, so working with a whole variety of organizations, and it was a wonderful experience. You got to go in and meet a lot of really interesting people in the field and learn about what they were doing and learn about their organizations, and it was everything from school districts to nonprofits supporting those school districts to philanthropies. And so you went in and got to learn where they were and then help them get to a new place, and that was wonderful. And then, a lot of coming over here was recognizing the power of this particular organization and getting really excited about it and ready to dive deep in one place.
And what would you say, if someone, a younger person is watching this video and they're like, hey, I want to do what she's doing, what skills should they develop? What should they work on? What should they study?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think, the key is to pursue something that you're passionate about. And I think that's the number one most important thing. And if you figure that out and you go after it and put in that hard work, you're going to develop a set of skills along the way, and everyone's path to getting here is different. And I think, for me, I took one path, but that doesn't necessarily fit for somebody else. And I think the key is that go after your passion and you'll figure out the rest.
What do y'all look for if you wanted to find someone else? Let's say the team grew.
Yeah.
What kind of traits would you look for in someone to be part of the team?
Yeah, I mean, one of the key things is that great teammate, the person who's willing to jump in and help out in any which way that they can, and they see an obstacle and they don't just stop. They say, okay, well, how do I break through it and get around it? And another is kind of the dreamer, the person that's thinking about, okay, well, what could this be, and how big could we make this, or where could we go deeper? Who else could we talk to? and that person and who really just continues to push and continues to think about how do we take our work to the next level. And again, it's somebody who cares tremendously about the kids at the end of the day, and that's front and center for all of us on our team, is thinking about and keeping those students at the front of our minds as we're thinking about how we're designing and creating different initiatives, different programs that we're building.
I mean, you know, you're now here. What surprised you about the experience at Khan Academy?
Yeah, I think that one of the things that I didn't necessarily know when I came was just how wonderfully diverse and interesting this team was that I was joining. And you know, one of the things that I valued tremendously is how much I've learned from other people that have been here and other approaches to thinking about and solving problems. And we all come from very different technical backgrounds, and it's one of the things that's amazing because you bring that sort of a team together and the potential is tremendous, because you have one person who's thinking from one angle, one person who's thinking from, you know, design angle, one person who's thinking from the engineering angle, and what you're able to create when you bring in all these different perspectives, I think, is something that's much greater than just coming in with one particular area of expertise. And, you know, I knew that coming in at a surface level, I knew that there were engineers and there were designers and there were programmatic people. But where you see that intersection, and when that intersection happens, which happens all the time here, it's tremendous. I mean, I think LearnStorm is a perfect example of that.
And what are you excited about right now?
I'm excited about our potential to push forward with these programs. I mean, I think LearnStorm was us kind of, I wouldn't say dipping our toe because it went a little bit bigger than dipping our toe in.
Submerging our left leg.
Yeah, submerging our left leg or right arm, something along those lines. But I think that what it really showed us, or showed me at least, was the potential of what we really can do if we put that cross-functional team behind an effort, behind a program, and say, let's run with this. And I think that the potential to reach folks that haven't necessarily heard about Khan Academy or heard about Khan Academy 3 years ago and never realized that Khan Academy has changed, and all of that work, all of the outreach that we can do with these types of programs, I think it gives us tremendous potential to reach the populations that we care a ton about and the populations that we haven't yet been able to reach. And so I'm pretty excited about that, and I feel like we're at the tip of the iceberg, and there's just so much more that we can do and that we can build.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being part of this adventure.
Absolutely. Thank you.